Yorkers are taking their taste buds on a trip to Africa. This is the kickoff event for a 2-week food fest that showcases the city's hottest Pan-African eateries and gives locals a chance to discover recipes as diverse as the continent that inspired them.
New York is a melting pot. I think it's like the world, you can find the world in New York. So it makes sense to have the different cultures and the different foods and the different traditions, like it's all blend together.
Blending homegrown spices with local staples, chefs across New York are serving up traditional African dishes at a discounted rate. But with 25 restaurants on the event menu this year and more than 50 spread across the city's 5 boroughs, chefs hope New Yorkers will get inspired to feed their appetites with African food anytime.
Just trying to tease people pilot and also come to enjoy the food that we're doing here. It's a great place to be.
Queen of Sheba is just one of the restaurants taking part in African Restaurant Week here in New York. Here, Chef Mengistu is serving up Ethiopian recipes inspired by his mom's home cooking.
My mom, she used to have a restaurant when I was a kid. So still I grow in a restaurant business back in Ethiopia. So that's in my mind. Then when I see in this country, there is a lot of influential Ethiopian restaurant, I decided, let's open Ethiopian restaurants.
Chef Mengistu's spices come straight from his mom's kitchen back in Ethiopia. He came to America to start a new life, but says sharing his family's secret recipes and a table with his American customers makes him feel at home.
We eat with our hand. We don't serve any utensils on the table, and mostly it's commonly eat. So it's gonna express a family affair, a love for each other, because you're sharing the same food from the same dish.
Proof that African Restaurant Week is equal parts food and friends. Patrice Howard, CCTV, New York.
Hey you guys, it is your girl Alexis here, coming to you with yummy food inside of a West African owned restaurant in New York City. So if you're interested in quick, affordable, and delicious food in New York, please stay watching.
A cocoa actually means it's time. And I believe that it's time now for us to showcase West African food on a higher end and on a fine dining setting in London. I think it's a gap in the market that hasn't been tackled or hasn't been adhered to yet. My name is I.G.N. I'm the executive chef of a cocoa restaurant here in Fitzrovia, central London. My personal favourite dish on the menu is, which I believe is this, I feel is the signature of the restaurant, is definitely our jollof rice. To me, jollof rice is West Africa, full stop.
When it comes to food, London isn't short of orders.
2 Wagyu monkfish, 3 rice.
Delicacies from all over the world end up on its grills. But the restaurant Ikoyi really does take your taste buds by surprise.
Not what I was expecting. What is it?
It's a custard made of the brains of a brown crab.
Brains of brown crab, lovely.
The Nigerian-inspired eatery wants to show that African food is sophisticated.
They might have pre-misconceptions about what African food is. So it's just, we just need to get people through the door. Once we get them through the door, it's fine. Just because they come back and they enjoy it.
His diners are proving him right.
I haven't tasted flavors like this before, and they're in amazing combinations. And every time you put something in your mouth, it's a surprise.
It is interesting to see, like, suddenly there's jollof festivals and there's all these, like, there's Nigerian tapas places and all these little cool. I think it's because people finally realize that there's such a diversity of food.
London has a large population of people with West African heritage, but a common complaint is that for too long, West African food was stereotyped as unrefined and basic. But now that's changing as new restaurants like this open and become more popular. Now a major food consultancy says that West African food will become the major trend of 2018.
It's a growing part of a UK industry worth more than $50 billion a year.
This is fried rice,
The consultancy behind the prediction,
this is torture,
says West African cuisine is taking off because it satisfies two desires.
It's feel-good food. It's full of big flavors, spice blends, things that we can get excited about, but with also familiar elements for a lot of people. Things like rice and chili and braised meats and fish. You know, it's a lovely mixture of the unfamiliar and the familiar.
Lecky's restaurant in Dalston has been around for years.
It has to be fluffy, not sticky.
It's seen a major surge in demand recently due to the renewed interest.
We have Chinese, Indians, Japanese, Caucasians. They come in and eat. And we have loads of orders online. Even when the restaurant is quiet, online is busy. Just like that.
The challenge will be turning a trend that's hot into longer-term growth. And for that, the proof is in the crab brain custard. Dan Ashby, TRT World, London.
What in the world are you doing to us, Mohammed? Look at all this. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
Wow. So you got to tell us what got you guys here to Indy. You've been here 17 years.
I've been doing this for 17 years.
17 years. Mm-hmm. What inspired you to start this in the first place?
Well, I was having clothing store, and then I decided to close the restaurant and go for the food business.
You went from dressing people to dressing their stomachs with food.
And we are thankful for it too. This smells so good. What are I smell the barbecue.
Yes, where do you even start?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll have you start right here and then you work your way around.
Okay, this over here is island jerk wing.
Island jerk wing.
Jerk beef ribs.
Jerk beef ribs.
Rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
Couscous.
I like saying couscous.
Couscous.
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice. Classic.
That's jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken.
Just oxtail.
Oxtail.
Lamb shank.
Lamb shank.
And curry goat.
Curry goat. Okay, I'm about to put the pressure on you, Mohammed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Your favorite dish on the menu out of everything you're looking at?
My favorite out of everything, the jerk chicken.
The jerk chicken.
Oh, that was quick. I thought I put.
Joe Amarachi helps out behind the bar, cooks in the kitchen, and greets guests as they walk into Amarachi. It's his restaurant he built from the ground up 8 years ago.
My investment was hoping this place would be my future. With it failing, it just feels like your whole life is failing right in front of you.
Empty tables fill the dining room, and the Afro-Caribbean cuisine and tropical cocktails have been far from flowing lately.
Even the weekends are slow. They're not as busy, they're not as packed, and the weekdays are incredibly inconsistent.
He tells us in 2022 his sales were down at least half compared to the sales he made in 2021. And as a result, he was forced to reduce his staff by over 50%. And on top of that, he's applied for multiple relief loans and grants, but now is asking the community to help.
Just going to your local restaurants and just making a point to support or have your birthday, gathering there.
His customers and staff here say this is a home away from home.
The food, oh my God, the food, and the music. The music it just puts you into a different vibe, a different energy.
Black owned, it's a family business. You have to support good food.
Hi, I'm Delane Cleveland in Brooklyn Park. Anyone out there who's looking to fulfill their craving of traditional African food now has a new restaurant where they can do that at the corner of 85th and Zane.
In the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Monday marked the grand opening of Glamour African Kitchen. The restaurant is owned by Gladys Etta, a Nigerian immigrant with her own catering business who wanted to open a restaurant so that other African immigrants could have easier access to the food they're used to eating from back home. The menu includes a variety of rice and soup dishes, as well as meat pies and meat on a stick. Etta says she makes the food from scratch and uses fresh produce in her recipes. She says the customers from her catering business gave her the motivation and encouragement to venture into the world of being a restaurant owner.
This is the day I've been waiting for all these years. I know I've been looking for a location for this business for so many years, and I'm grateful to God.
Luwambo from Uganda. All part of the delicacies from Africa and the Caribbean at the CMD Food Tour in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. More than 11 countries, dozens of vendors, and hundreds of excited food enthusiasts meet to eat and network.
For me, this is a culinary tour where I'm able to experience food from all different African countries present here. It's quite exciting. It's our famous Ghana jollof rice.
Our meals are freshly made every day, fresh ingredients, and they're all fresh products. This food tour is an avenue for us to showcase what actually we can offer as Ugandans.
This is the 4th edition of the CMD Food Tour, which started in 2020, and it seeks to boost tourism. Organizers also hope it will strengthen the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement.
People begin to understand that food is part of a culture that drives tourism, and tourism is really becoming a very major player in economic growth for countries.
The event offers participating nations an opportunity to explore trade partnerships, even as they showcase the unique tastes from their countries.
In the sector of tourism, we have many opportunities, and we want to have some partnership with different actors in the business sector of tourism. Here we want to present our products made in Côte d'Ivoire. Has the coffee.
For the best, I will say the best carnival in the world. So we want West Africa to come and enjoy that. What prevents it from making it easy is the direct flight. So we are working on bilateral airways agreement with the Nigerian government.
The African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, AFCFTA, seeks to boost intra-Africa trade and strengthen Africa's position in a competitive global market. Stakeholders believe that platforms like the Food Tour will bring the continent a step closer to achieving that goal.